Today we're putting a used graphics card versus a new graphics card so you can decide at home which one you should buy.
And the used graphics card is one we normally are very hesitant to recommend. The Intel Arc A750. First gen Arc is back on the test bench, but how does it compare to second gen Arc in the budget sector with an Intel Arc B570? Today we're going to use that as a reference point and benchmark the A750 to see if it's worth buying, but first, a word from today's sponsor.
If you've been thinking about buying a PC, April is a great time to do it with today's video sponsor, Micro Center. Micro Center is currently running some insane deals on desktops, so it's the perfect chance to get some good hardware on sale. They have tons of systems on sale that fit all budgets, but one that really caught my eye is this Dell Alienware with the Core Ultra 9285K, RTX 5080, and 32 gigs of DDR5 for just $2,300. That's an absolutely insane price for top-of-the-line hardware and a ready-to-go system. Also, if you're in Texas, this is big news. Austin is getting a brand new Micro Center. To celebrate the opening, they're offering a free 128 gig flash drive, so if you're nearby, make sure you sign up ahead of time and take advantage of that bonus when the store opens. And on the East Coast, Micro Center's North Jersey store is preparing for a grand reopening in May. You can sign up for a free 128 gig flash drive for that event as well, and the store will remain open during the renovation so you can still shop as usual. And while you're browsing deals or planning your next build, be sure to check out Micro Center News. It's a great resource for keeping up with new hardware launches, build guides, and overall tech coverage, especially if you like staying informed before making a purchase. Be sure to check out the links down below and head over to Micro Center today. Big thanks to Micro Center for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to it.
So once again, we got the Intel Arc A750. That is first gen Arc, Intel's first go at graphics cards, and then we have the newer B570. We got a difference in VRAM, we got a big difference in pricing. We're looking at about 150 bucks here and $250 there, one used, one new.
And the main reason we're comparing these two GPUs because the answer might be obvious. Well, the B570 is faster. What's the point of this video? It's really to use the B570 as a reference point to see how much better Intel has gotten from first gen to second gen, and also give you all the ability to decide, is it worth saving $100 and maybe buy a first gen Intel GPU versus buying the latest, cheapest Intel GPU you can get that is new, the B570? Well, that's why we use the B570 as this reference point. But if you guys are new to Intel GPUs, and a lot of you are based on the market share being so small compared to other GPUs on the market, let's go over the key specs you should know about each graphics card.
So the Intel Arc A750 was released October 12th of 2022 at a launch MSRP price of $289. It is PCIe Gen 4x16, it has 8 gigs of GDDR6 VRAM, a TDP of 225 watts, and they suggest a power supply of at least 550 watts. And the A750 that we have here is the Intel limited edition card that I feel like for a while that's all you could get, so it didn't feel very limited, but it does require a little bit of power. So it uses an 8-pin and a 6-pin, at least this model does, and as far as display outs go, it has 3 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI.
Now the new GPU, the B570, with a release date of January 16th of 2025 at a $219 MSRP. This graphics card is a PCI 4.0x8 GPU with 10 gigs of GDDR6 VRAM and a TDP of 150 watts. It also comes with a suggested power supply of at least 450 watts. The model we have right here is the Sparkle variant, the 2-fan model. We did a whole video on this graphics card talking about how you can get it for $199. Well, that price is more expensive now. It's more like $250 if you're going to buy a B570, but this model only requires a single 8-pin for power, and in terms of video out, we also get 3 DisplayPorts and 1 HDMI. I
want to make sure these GPUs don't have any bottlenecks, so we're using our 9600X test bench, but it's actually a pretty good comparison because it's the type of CPU you might put with it. We got 32 gigs of DDR5, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and then we have a B850 motherboard and a 750 watt MSI power supply.
So let's not waste any more time. We're going to do some Let's Play benchmarks, go back and forth between the A750 and B570 to see which GPU performs best in the titles. And again, spoiler, B570 is probably going to be faster, but just by how much? Let's get into testing and find out. Alright guys, we are starting things off on the A750, currently running Battlefield 6. We're doing 1080p benchmarks for this run because these GPUs are really 1080p GPUs, but we're running the medium preset. We got no upscaling currently running here, and again, we're at 1080p. Go ahead and hit page up real quick, but here's the A750.
And it's maxed out.
This is maxed out on the A750 with that 9600X, as we mentioned. It's not an overkill CPU that wouldn't be totally unreasonable for a GPU like this. Realistically though, you're probably pairing something like AM4 or LG A1700 with something like this instead, trying to get that DDR4 savings right now. This isn't super unrealistic, and it's allowing our CPU and GPU to kind of work. Is this one semi-auto? What is this gun?
Yeah, I'd say so far, I know, I feel like we have PTSD to first gen Intel cards, but
we do.
For a game this is just like a raw game. There's not ray tracing or anything. So far so good.
Yeah, so far so good. First gen Arc is always gonna be having issues. It's just, it's not a perfect architecture, and they've made major improvements with the new gen, which is what we're hoping to see with the B570. We could see that the difference isn't that crazy, but the B570 is, you know, the slower of the new gen cards. So well, I'm curious to see. It's all about price to performance in this video. We are using the B570 as a comparison, but we're really just trying to see which one's the better bang for buck. Oh my God. Thing was rolling at me.
Yeah, what are you looking at for B570s right now?
B570s, you're now looking at almost 250 now.
Oh, 250.
They're like 200 to 250. You can find a good model for 200, but it's anywhere between 220 and 250. The B580 is now at 300, so everything's really shifted upwards. But this card at 150, we're looking at a $100 price difference. Will we see $100? Again, we are going used. Used is obviously going to give you more price performance. Are you going to see that price difference in terms of price performance? That's what we're here to test. Locking in, baby, locking in. The world's greatest medic. Oh God, I must save these people. Oh, that grenade, whoa, whoa! VRAM's good. This game normally is perfectly fine on an 8 gig card, especially running medium details. Get into the higher details, it can eat up more VRAM, but this is looking good for that. And those 1% lows are good. I feel like first gen ARC was always pretty bad about like just stutters in games. So it's good to see there have still been improvements on this older version.
They just don't stop with the drivers, you know?
They don't stop, which is good. That's what we like to see. If someone invested in one of these cards a while ago, they would love to see some improvements constantly.
You know, I do wonder, since I didn't even think about this, when will they stop doing driver support for certain ARC cards, I wonder?
I would assume this would be a good amount better, a little bit better than like a 3056 gig, because you'd probably be in that range. And that card is now really expensive on the new market. Used market, I would imagine, would be pretty cheap, but. Oh, I just got killed by something there. All right, average of 80, 1% low of 63. We're gonna hit page down on that one. That's looking pretty solid, but what can the B570 do? All right, guys, we're on the B570, and performance is looking pretty good on this card. Let's go ahead and verify the settings again real quick. So we're under graphics settings, medium preset. Nothing has changed here, so running that medium preset. And we're at full screen 1080p. Page up. And yeah, this is looking like the difference that you should expect for what you're paying. Because right now we're about 120 average versus 80 is what we got before. But let's get into battle and see if that dips down at all.
Yeah, I think we're using a little less VRAM now too. Before I think we're close to like the full 8. And this is 10 gigs of VRAM, right?
Yeah, this is 10. So that is one of the benefits, is you do get a little more VRAM buffer. 10's kind of a cool number. It gives you a little more wiggle room for those games that are just very ever so slightly over 8. And it does help you out there. Yeah, this is holding up good. FPS is dropping a little bit more now that we're in this crazy Battlefield area. Hey,
it definitely
run around.
Looks smoother.
It does look smoother overall. We have more frames to work with. So again, the point of the video is not to say which card is the better card, the faster card. We're really just trying to show you guys the gap between the two so you have a point of reference for the A750. And then at home you can decide, is saving $100 and going used actually worth it for that card? Well, we'll have a conclusion at the end of the video. Oh, there. Hello. You're just laying there, aren't you? I'm going out in the open. Oh, I'm the greatest medic of all time.
You're more brave with this card too.
Average of 106, 1% of 80. I'm still alive. They have not killed me yet. Once they take me out, then I'll be able to move on. But so far, they're just letting me go. They're just letting me be a gamer. Yeah, one-man wrecking crew. What can I say? Oh, sector taken. Easy peasy. Yeah, we'll call it here. 106 average, 1% low of 81. That is basically close to a 20 FPS improvement on the averages, and the 1% low is up by about almost 20 there. So pretty good improvement across the board. I would say you could understand why you would pay $100 more for it in this test. We'll see if another game will do the same.
All right, guys, we are in ARC Raiders on the ARC A750.
Wow!
It's the perfect game, optimized for ARC. No, just kidding. Actually, surprisingly running well at the settings we're running currently, because we're at 1080p. We figured we should try some upscaling here and there in some of the games. So Intel XeSS set to balance, max FOV. Now this does actually have some ray tracing built into the card, so we are running low ray tracing, medium settings. I don't know, I'm just shocked at you know, how much better these ARC cards have gotten. I guess Matt and I were reviewing them when they first came out, and man, back then it just felt like I had trouble recommending them over cards that were similarly priced.
Yeah, and it makes it a more interesting thing to revisit because these cards are not getting super expensive on the used market. They're actually doing the opposite, which would make you think they're just unusable, like they have all these problems, which makes this video more interesting to compare to the new market offerings, because if it is close to a B570 and it's $100 cheaper, a little less VRAM, it might be a good buy.
This is not good.
Has he spotted you? Oh! Has he spotted you is a yes.
Oh
no!
I'm just gonna immediately die.
Oh no!
Remember I told Matt, we don't need shields. Oh my god, why am I running so fast?
Oh wait, your guys got
Am I cheating? Is that the ARC cheat code?
The ARC allow you to cheat a little bit?
Oh my god, please, okay.
Maybe you can hide in here forever. Oh god! Someone evac, we need that evac stat.
I need one of those balloon towers. We're gonna bandage up.
He jumps
I hope
on.
He can't jump
if it
up.
can do that, that is insane.
That bandage does not really do much, huh? You know, and there are still some kind of quirky things that I don't even know if it's ARC. Could
be
be
upscaling
settings.
too.
Could be the upscaling. Everybody knows Intel XeSS is good. It's not quite as good as something like FSR DLSS. It's close though. Yeah, let's see if we can climb down here.
Did he go?
Like I'm dead.
All right, where do you need to go so you can just sprint in that direction?
So I have 311 meters. I wonder, I'm gonna try to smoke the ground and just see. I like literally hear it.
Okay.
I feel like this only works for people. I feel like this thing, I mean, it's a freaking robot.
It's a robot. It should be able to see through smoke, you would assume. Well, he's either gonna make it or something's just gonna jump on his head right now. Okay, he may have gotten out of there
I think I lost him.
undamaged.
Stupid robot.
Stupid robot.
All right, so yeah, safe to say though, very playable. You could lower settings even more. You could do more upscaling. Actually, I think I had the option to use AMD frame gen.
Yep.
That's another thing I'm really loving seeing. It's like, even though these companies probably don't love each other, with DLSS, FSR, FrameGen, everything, they're all like very interchangeable now. I never forget when like G-Sync and FreeSync came out, and you were like, oh, my monitor.
GPU.
Yeah, and your GPU needs to match the monitor's, G-Sync or FreeSync, and now it's like, no, it just works in everything. I want more of that. Oh my god, you can't. This can't be real.
This game ain't real.
Buddy, you dying. You dying today. I'm gonna be the last person you scan.
It's phone home, Jackson.
That's it. I'm having to run so far out of the way to get to this thing. Oh my god.
I'm coming home.
Can I do it?
I'm not coming home.
It's time to seed. Does it work?
Does the smoke? Oh wait.
No.
Oh no.
No.
No, this is it. Just one more bloop bloop to your back,
and I'm dead. And you know what? That's okay. So safe to say, we're gonna say 91 FPS average, 70 FPS 1% low, which is actually also pretty impressive. So is newer ARC better? Let's go ahead and run the B570 now. All right, we are back in ARC Raiders on the ARC B570. It's just an ARC kind of day. And I mean, as you guys can see, I'm gonna show you guys that the settings are the same.
This thing's running away.
Yep, she's running away. We should not frame gen on, right? Nope. No frame gen. You know, it's just one of those things where we are using ray tracing. This has newer ray tracing cores and everything. It's just like the comparison of AMD 6000 to 7000 or 9000 series. You just see more FPS overall because it's just newer architecture.
Yeah, it's definitely handling that ray tracing better. That thing is spinning out. It's like, help! And there it goes.
Look, we're already doing, I mean, I'm just saying, Matt did better in his game. I'm doing better in this one.
The B570 is just cooking. And yeah, I mean, it's not saying one of these cards is better value over the other, because B570...
Big price difference.
Big price difference, for sure. And we do like the B570 on its own. We benchmarked it before, we put in PC builds, and I mean, we're getting double the FPS, basically. So, which is good to see. That's a good price performance increase to go from this used option to a B570.
We have other videos too. If you're thinking, I should just get the B570, no other points. Well, there is another point too. You know, you are looking at like a $300 card.
Yeah.
There is always the 9060 XT or the 5060 possibly for close to the same price. We have videos testing those too if you want to see them.
We benchmarked a lot of GPUs against each other.
Oh yeah,
it's
a hot area.
This is hot.
Oh god, which one is? Oh, it's a flamethrower.
Ah, it's gonna come shoot you with fire.
Oh,
no. Oh, stop, drop, and roll.
Who's shooting? Oh my god, there's no way this is real. No!
There's no way.
I'm engaging the brakes.
You're like, it's better. But they're everywhere. I don't think we're going to make it home again, guys.
I'm not going home.
I'm not going home. 141 average, 1% low of 80. That's 1% low is an improvement of 10, but the average is up by like almost 50 frames.
Am I in hard mode right now? Look at this dude just spawn camping me.
That's insane.
Well, I guess let's just go ahead and go to the next game because I can't do nothing else in ARC apparently.
All right, guys, we're in Fortnite on the A750 at 1080p unlimited frame rates, and we're running Epic view distance and everything else on low. TSR on Epic, so native resolution here. And I have not launched Fortnite in a bit, I'll be honest with you, but we're gonna go to Humble Hills. We'll keep that consistent for the benchmark, and we're gonna see what happens here. I will say we're not running performance mode, so I'd imagine the FPS is gonna be a bit lower, not like the super performance FPS, but we'll see if it ends up jumping up a bit, because this is a little lower than I was expecting, I'll be honest, especially since how it's performed across other games, but this could be one where Fortnite just doesn't perform nearly as well on something like the A750. I'm used to seeing super high frame rates in this game.
It was weird seeing our GPU just like maxed out in Fortnite.
Apparently, maybe this new season is very GPU bound. Let's go ahead and hit page up. All right, it's getting a little bit higher here. Come on, give me. There's someone here.
Oh, they're really there.
Yeah, I did it. Let's go. I'm really disappointed because we're benchmarking this on April 2nd. Apparently the brain rot drop is tomorrow. I really wanted some tung tung tung. I know that's what you're all really worried about. And I was just telling Jackson, I've not launched this game in forever. This feels so wrong. Like I just haven't played Fortnite in a while. And I always ask you guys if you want to see more Fortnite, and you say yes, and then we don't test more Fortnite. So ultimately up to you guys. Y'all playing Fortnite still? Let us know down below.
Why can't Fortnite just be on Steam?
I know, that would probably make it a lot easier. Can we get a Steam install? Can Epic and Steam become neighbors? Not maintaining the super high FPS that I honestly expected. What is this? Protect, eliminate. Is this like is that the Chaos Cube does? Or are we dueling somebody? Like what's going on here? But regardless of all the mechanics that Fortnite has introduced that I have no idea anything about, the FPS is solid. It's not amazing though. I probably would lean performance mode because actually we're GPU bound, which is really weird to see.
Maybe that's your Chaos.
I think it is my Chaos guy.
He was facing the wrong way. He ain't causing chaos.
You didn't come cause chaos. What happened? What happened, buddy? All right, I'm calling it there. Average of 103, 1% low of 87. Definitely lower FPS, but it could very well be due to the upscaling I'm running because I'm running TSR and Epic on native, so we're not doing any sort of upscaling. It could just be the native anti-aliasing causing that, but you know what, we're gonna continue. Oh, post-processing set to Epic as well. I really should have noticed that. Where is it? Hold up.
I don't know, what is it? What does it even do?
Well, let's see if it changes anything.
Oh, like motion blur, depth of field.
Not much of a difference. It does look different though. So I'm gonna actually just leave that on since we did that whole test before with it on. I'm just gonna leave post-processing on Epic because it was there. And we'll make sure the B570 has it. Oh God, there's someone behind me too. Oh!
You're getting backshotted.
Oh, and this gun's not even reloaded.
You don't know what he's doing. Oh.
I know what I'm doing. We'll make sure that is still on there when we test the B570. All right, guys, we're on the B570 in Fortnite. The bus went kind of crazy, so now I'm gonna drop really far away to maintain the same location in this game. But we are running the same settings. We do have post-processing still on Epic because I accidentally left that on the last time. I figured we just leave it on this time. I just made things a little bit different. The hell?
Dude,
why did I? So I got this, and I think I accidentally hit equip.
Dude, that's a horrible.
This is a horrible parachute. I hate it so much.
I feel like I can't see anything.
Ho ho, and it's Christmas edition too. That's great. That's exactly what I need. But on the drop, we're seeing higher averages. Before we were in the like 80 to 90 range. I mean, in total last time we got an average of 103, 1% low of 87. I'd imagine once we land, it's gonna get even better, but we have to land first, which is taking a very long time. And I'm just
That helicopter's keeping you up, man.
I have to stare at this helicopter. It makes no noises too. It's just silent. All right, here we go. And page up. Oh God, there's someone here with a gun already. Oh no, don't shoot me please, don't shoot me. I feel a little more ready. Maybe a little pop this bad boy.
Feels a little philosophical.
But yeah, this is running smoother. Obviously, settings wise, you can go performance mode and you'll be much more CPU bound, but I really wanted to test this mode because as you can see, even though it's an esports title, we're maxing out the GPU. So we are not being really determined by our CPU that much at all. We're actually GPU bound in a game like Fortnite.
Is he running into a window?
Yeah, I think there was some AI features about that person over there. I'm just putting that out there. But one thing is for sure, you are getting more performance. It's not dramatically, I mean, it's about 20 FPS. It's kind of what we've been seeing across the other games. So there is about a 20 FPS improvement. We'll be running some other benchmarks as well to see if that continues across other titles. Is someone gonna be coming after me now?
It's Aang.
Is Aang gonna come get me? Oh, Aang's right there!
Ooh, Aang did not want to pull up.
Aang did not want to pull up. Pots and pans, you're done. And I'm going to say this benchmark run is done with an average of 123 and a 1% low of 91. So obviously, B570 is better. But we'll run some built-in benchmarks, also 3D Mark to get cent per point, just to see which one's the best bang for buck. Because even though we're getting higher FPS, are we getting good FPS for our dollar? Is the used market still good for the A750? We're gonna answer all those questions right now.
Alright guys, well we did some Let's Play benchmarks and it was pretty obvious the B570 was the better overall GPU, but let's get into some side-by-side comparisons with some built-in benchmark tools and really get down to the price performance. How much FPS are we getting per dollar between both of these GPUs? We'll talk about that, but let's go over some of the benchmarks we ran. First up, we ran Assassin's Creed Shadows, 1080p medium settings with no upscaling. On the Arc A750, we got an average of 43 FPS, a minimum of 15, and a max of 127, while on the B570, we got an average of 53 FPS, a minimum of 11, and a max of 132. Only a 10 FPS difference when it comes to the averages in a game like this. It seems like the B570 isn't as optimized as the Let's Play titles we just did recently. The B570 doesn't seem as overly powerful in this game as it has in the other ones, where it was about a 20 to 25 FPS difference. But if you were going to play this game for both of these GPUs, you're still probably looking at 1080p low or 1080p medium with some upscaling. Next up, we're running Call of Duty Black Ops 6, 1080p balanced settings with the native resolution, no upscaling. And with the Arc A750 first, we got an average of 74 FPS with a 1% low of 68, while the B570 got a whopping average of 111 with a 1% low of 82. Those are the benchmarks we were used to seeing at the beginning of this video. It goes to show the big gap between these two generation of cards. Again, $100 price difference, but this benchmark result is definitely worth the $100 difference in my opinion. Next, we ran CS2 1080p on high settings to really stress the GPUs, but incorporate a little bit of CPU horsepower here. And on the A750, we got an average of 242.2 FPS with a 1% low of 144.7, while the Arc B570 got an average of 236.4 and a 1% low of 126.5. Strangely enough, the A750 won a benchmark run here. No idea why the B570 was a little bit less on this benchmark, maybe because first gen Arc is just pretty well optimized with CS for whatever reason, but if you're playing Counter-Strike, if you're a main Counter-Strike player, any of these GPUs seem to be fine. This one is a bit of a weird anomaly in the benchmark rotation, but hey, it's cool to see there is a little bit of variance here, and depending on what game you're playing, you may be fine saving that $100. Now let's get down to the price to performance of both GPUs with 3D Mark Timespy. With the Arc A750, we end up getting a total score of 11,794, a GPU score of 12,384, and a CPU score of 9,287. While at the Arc B570, we got a total score of 12,256, a GPU score of 12,871, and a CPU score of 9,648. Now, in terms of price performance, when we take that GPU score and the price of our GPU and figure out what our cent per FPS is, we end up getting a score with the A750 of 0.0121 cent per frame. So based on these numbers, the Arc A750 actually is a better price performance card when you're factoring in this 3D Mark score. Let's bring Jackson back in here, bring all our thoughts together, and come to a conclusion.
So the test results are in, and on average, the B570 got about 20 to 25 more FPS over our used A750, and it's safe to say that the A750, because it's so much cheaper, is a slightly better bang for buck, but obviously, this GPU is just a pretty good price on the used market. If we were comparing new pricing, then of course the B570 would be a lot better.
Yeah, the A750 did perform better than we expected. We thought it was going to be like first gen Arc, a kind of a dumpster fire, but it did perform very well in the configuration we had it paired with. That's the biggest thing with first gen Arc. Pair with the right CPU, you're going to get pretty solid results, but if you are looking to play newer titles, ray trace focused titles, the B570 is far and away a better option and probably worth the extra $100 to spend. But if you want to go used and you're looking for something under 200 bucks, yeah, the A750 is actually looking a bit appealing. But I want to hear from you guys. Do the benchmarks in today's video maybe sway you to buy an Intel GPU for your next upgrade or PC build? Maybe an A750, maybe a B570? And if so, use the link in the description down below. There are fill links and they will help us out.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Now at PC Bros, we will be using this GPU inside of a PC Bros Tech Gaming PC, and we really use all the Arc cards. We like them there.
PC Bros, you can buy an Intel Arc PC, or maybe you're more of an NVIDIA or AMD kind of person. We got you covered. You get a PC build, and you don't have to worry about picking out which GPUs for you. We get the whole thing ready to go so you can just game. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You can save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.